This is my iPhone 15 Pro Max, and I have been using different silicone cases and just different cases from different manufacturers over the last couple of months to see what is out there in the market. And now I'm moving on to the Ringke silicone case for the iPhone 15 Pro Max. I've used Ringke cases in the past. They've actually even sent me cases. They did not send me this one. I bought this myself. So let's go ahead and compare this silicone case. And I have an Apple winter blue case as well, the silicone. And right off the bat, one of the biggest visual differences you will see is that the camera area is a little bit different. You have more coverage here compared to the complete cutout of the Apple cases. And the case is quite elevated around the camera area. I don't know if the angle is optimal to actually view that, but trust me, it is quite elevated. And what this also has that differs from the Apple silicone case and pretty much every silicone case out there is that the material is a little bit different. Ringke on the website on Amazon describes it as velvety, but on the inside it says suede. So this definitely does feel like suede or Alcantara on the back, but not very premium suede or Alcantara. It honestly, personally, I'm not a fan of the texture of this case. I don't know how to exactly describe it. It doesn't feel like very premium suede, so I do wish that they would have done that differently. That definitely is a letdown immediately when you get a hold of the case, but let's move on from there and take a look at the case itself. And one thing I am noticing right off the bat is that the top of it is a little bit more elevated over here. I don't know if the case is bent or, yeah, it's slightly bent. So that doesn't speak the greatest about the quality right there. Let's look at the other side. The other side has the same issue. You really don't see that with the Apple case where it looks a lot more straight. I don't know if the camera will do the best at showing the very gentle curve it has. Visually, I can see it in my in real life, but I really can't see it on camera as easily. I think the darker color does a pretty decent job of hiding that as well, but trust me, there is a mild little curve towards the top of the case. The sides, it does have the button, the alerts, the action button, and the power button over here, and the bottom, of course, cut out for speaker, microphone, and the USB charging port. Inside, you have this liquid silicone, is what is written in here. The MagSafe magnets, and at the bottom it says liquid silicone plus polycarbonate plus suede equal to Ringke silicone. And below that is quality plus detail plus good price equal to better day equal to Ringke. Oh, plus better day equal to Ringke, made in China. So a little bit on the tip of the nose there, but okay, that's to each brand. This case is looking to be pretty decent on the inside. The material is not as nice as Apple's, but honestly, even Apple's isn't that great. So the inside of the material doesn't really make a difference, but it is soft, so that should be a good thing. I don't see any place for impact or impact absorption on the inside, but that's kind of the norm for silicone cases that I've seen so far, so not surprising. Let's go ahead and look at the sides, and the bottoms here, pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Oh, that's not good. Look at that. Look at how just weak it is near the volume and the action button. That's not good. What about the power? Ooh, power, same thing. Okay, so there's pretty much no rigidity near the buttons at all, which you'll see if you look at the Apple case. It's a little bit weaker compared to the rest of the phone, but right there, it's still pretty rigid. Even with another third-party case, this is the Ilago case, you can see it's a little bit weaker near the volume section, but my God, the difference is quite stark. Let me just keep both of these side by side so you guys can see. Pressure, this is so much easier to bend. That is very, very unacceptable. I don't like that. Same story with the power button. There's just no reinforcement or hardened material at the bottom. It's just the soft silicone material right there. So that I'm not sure how I feel about. The rest of the phone, the case looks is pretty strong on the sides. There's clearly an elevated lip as well. So okay, let's go ahead and try to flex this. Let's see what the flex test is like. Flex is decent, not too bad. It's definitely worse on this side than this, but I do feel creaks and a little bit of it definitely doesn't feel the strongest. Not sure what exactly is going on, but there's a little bit of like a crack that I can feel. I can't hear it, but I can feel something is jolting around in there that is not normal. Okay, let's try the bend test. Ooh, this bends so easily from the top. Like, just before I even apply the pressure, this side is just completely bent. So that's not a good thing. Let's try from the outside in. Oh, oof, that's quite a decent amount of bending. And this, of course, as we saw, these power buttons, the button areas are the absolute weak point of this case. Just for comparison, here's the Apple case, and again, you can see the buttons are kind of the weak point of the case, but that none of the other cases flex as badly as this one does immediately on pressure, so that's not a good thing. Okay, let's go ahead, put the case in the phone and see what it looks like. I think that's pretty much enough for testing out the durability of it. Once the phone is in the case, it looks pretty good. A very clean, neat, and stealthy look. Visually, I think it looks pretty good. One thing I will say is that it is picking up lint very quickly. It is a brand new case, but already I can see lint everywhere, so the longevity of this case does come into question. I mean, silicone, it does stain and age over time, but this feels like it's gonna pick up tons of lint and won't be easy to clean out either, so that's disappointing. So let's go ahead and see what the button feels like. The buttons are very easy to press. Of course, the one benefit of having that very soft area right here is that the buttons are very easy to press. Although I do have to say it's not elevated, it is sunk in. I would have personally liked more elevated buttons that you see with other cases. They just feel a little bit more comfortable to use blindly. It's more of a personal preference than anything. It's not like these are any worse than having raised buttons, but it's just something I've come to note. On the bottom, you guys can see this is what it's like, a very standard cutout. And overall, this is looking pretty decent. Face down, it's pretty good. Let's see if it wobbles on its back. Not too bad, just on the extreme edge over here, but if I were to tap anywhere else on the phone, it looks pretty fine. So overall, I mean, this case isn't that bad visually, but the thing about this case is it costs $20, which is more than the Elago case that I made a video about earlier. If you guys want to check that out, I'll have it linked right up here. But for what this case is, and for the price of $20, I am not actually very satisfied with it. I feel like there's a ton of improvement required, in particular with the structure of the case itself. The design is great. I love that the camera is completely covered. There's a lot more protection doing it this way, especially with drops. And overall, the design is very simple, neat, it looks good, but the fact that they've just kind of missed out very much so structurally in that area, not a good thing. So if you are looking at getting a Ringke Silicone case, I'm not sure about the other cases. Don't judge the whole brand by this one case, but if you're looking to get this case, I would probably stay away from this one. Try a different brand. You can try the Elago one if you want. I'll have it linked in the description, and a couple of other ones too. So that's going to be it for this one, guys. If you have any experience with this particular case or any other silicone cases for the iPhone, please comment down below. Let's get a discussion started and talk about which one is the best to buy right now. That's going to be it for this one, guys. If you want to check these out, the links are going to be down in the description below. Thank you so much for watching. I'll catch you in the next one.